wanted to talk about the Golden Ball Award through the prism of who we think so far has been the best player at this tournament. We're going to focus on three guys from the four remaining finalists, the obvious, Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, and Jude Bellingham for England. So I guess I'll just start by asking you the very basic question, guys. Who do you think of these three has been the best player at this World Cup so far? Benny, I'll start with you.
I'm not going to think too much. He's the best player in the world. He's been the best player in the world for the last 15 years and probably, in my opinion, historically ever. Lionel Messi is single-handedly carrying this aging Argentina team into the semifinals and for me, hopefully beyond. But he's been amazing. The things that he does with how little he moves, and he still impacts the game in some unbelievable ways that, frankly, no other person in this world can do. So for me, he's been the best player in the World Cup thus far.
Yeah, I definitely was on the Messi train in the group stages and definitely in, some of the earlier knockout rounds. But that Switzerland match showed me that there's cracks in the pavement, not the Messi pavement, but this Argentine pavement. It's so hard to just encompass what Lionel Messi has meant to world football, not just the Argentina national team.
What is it? What do we want?
This was a figure.
This is an alien's stat line.
This was a figure that you remember when Miroslav Klose broke the record, Ronaldo's record of 15. Klose broke it, I think, at the 2014 World Cup. We were all sitting here thinking, oh my gosh,
this record's going to stand forever.
21 goals?
We didn't know Lionel back then, though.
Nor did we know Kylian, who we'll get to in a second.
At 39 years of age, 21 goals, and just the way he's just added to it. Just to give some context, 8 goals this World Cup at 39, which is unbelievable. The last player that scored 8 goals at a World Cup was Kylian Mbappe, right? The last World Cup in 2022. What we've seen before that, Ronaldo in 2002 scored 8 goals in the World Cup, and everyone was just, their jaw dropped. So whether it's Lionel Messi or my guy, Kylian Mbappe, they're just making it look like it is a training session on the pitch, Woody.
Yeah, and Benny, to your point about sort of the movement, he spent 63% of this World Cup walking. 63% of the games he's walking Messi. And yet in the 37%, it's nothing but impact. But Lahu, do you want to talk about your guy Mbappe?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe, just forget the chances created because it's absurd given the quality that's around him, the fact that the percentage of shots, the volumes of shots, the different ways he's scoring goals. I love that Kylian Mbappe is a man of the moment. He's seizing the moment just about every time he steps on the field in ways that we didn't really see him do at the end of the season for Real Madrid. I'm going to bring that back up because Kylian Mbappe in a French shirt is like Clark Kent playing for Real Madrid, and he becomes Superman when he plays for Le Bleu. He really was made to wear the armband. This is his team. He leads from the front. He really has this aura about him. This is insane to me that he's already at 20
This
goals,
is insane.
and he's not even 30 years old yet.
Literally a goal per game,
It's
too.
ridiculous. But for me, the reason why I pick Mbappe over even Messi, 8 goals at this World Cup, 5 of them have come in the knockout round. That's the most of any player so far at this World Cup. And so he's a man made for the big moment. I think he revels. The bigger the game, the bigger the pressure. I think he stands 10 toes deep and 10 times taller. And he's going to have to stand tallest against a Spain side that, as of late in major tournaments, he hasn't had the last laugh. It's been a teenager that's had a bigger laugh than him.
And just to talk a little bit about our third guy here, Jude Bellingham, I'm not certain I would say he's been the best player of this tournament, but I think we combine everything. I guess you could say maybe the clutchest player of this tournament so far, because he has come into these games. And I was at the England-Norway quarterfinal in Miami, and there was one of these things that you're just sort of watching it going, oh, of course it's Jude. And you watch him take that first touch around the defender to get into that position, like, oh, he's going to score. And like, when you get to that point where you're sort of someone, I may or may not have been rooting for Norway in the game, but when I was watching Jude take that first touch, you're like, oh, this is going in. And you create that feeling among your opposition. And you talked about it during the break, Benny. This idea for England, they have not won the World Cup in 60 years. They invented the game. They fashioned themselves the #1 country in the game. They have the #1 domestic league in the game. We should have a national team that befits that. And yet pressure has always been one of these things that has befallen England national teams of the past. And they've been able to shed it bit by bit. But Bellingham is the player who most rises above it, literally throws his arms wide open and says, I will take whatever you can give me. I will take the pressure. I will take that next step, and again delivers in big moments. And so when you talk about having that in your team, it's such an emotional and mental boost that England have as part of their team because they know, even if they go behind, even if they need a goal late, that he can be someone who can step up for them. I think he has really jumped up another level, especially in comparison to in the Mbappe era at Real Madrid. He has not been able to shine. But for England, he absolutely has.
He's been phenomenal. And like we talked about, there's a lot of things that remind me for this English national team. That was what Messi was going through trying to bring a World Cup back to Argentina in 2022. So he's been the guy rising above. He's even disagreeing with his coach after the games, after they win and get to the semifinals.
I love it.
He's not scared of anything. And I think a lot of these players are kind of following his lead right now.
Yeah, I just saw this. I think both of you said enough. The celebration says everything, Woody.
Yeah.
When you do this in your first World Cup, you're a star in the making. When you do what he's doing at this World Cup, you're a star that's already been born. I love everything about Jude, and it's going to be a hell of a game when we see him play in the semifinal next to Lionel Messi.
So in terms of the actual award, the Golden Ball Award, which is awarded to the MVP of the tournament, let's show you the odds for who is going to win them. Well, I guess we can just talk about it. Mbappe is the favorite. And then
There's
Messi,
a reason for that, though, Woody, right?
right? Because we think that they're going to win. In all likelihood, the team that wins the award will have the golden ball.
There you go.
I'd say maybe unless Spain go on to win it, because Spain don't really have that standout individual to give that award to. So I guess who would you guys predict right now of would win this award based off what we think is going to happen this World Cup?
I'll take your buddy there. Your buddy, Mr. Mbappe, I think is the likeliest to win the trophy and to win the golden ball because of it.
Yeah, I think Golden Ball, there's a strong chance Golden Boot. It's going to be him and Messi going the distance. Don't count out Jude, though. If England do win this World Cup, which they should feel confident, the English media seems more confident than ever. I've heard more receipts, more trash talk.
I've never seen the English media confident.
Man, they've never gotten out of themselves before.
They live there.
They love it.
Until they lose, they live there.
This Golden Ball is killing Mbappe's to lose. I personally think that.
I agree. I think the betting markets would agree with you as well. But this will be an absolutely fantastic race to the end. It'll largely depend on the results left in the final 4 games of this World Cup. Of course, the 2 semifinals